Is that ready? You guys. I want to call to order the April 15th special meeting of the Oshkosh Common Council. I'm going to ask clerk take the roll call. Phil?
Clark.
Here.
Fitzgerald.
Here.
Cummings.
Here.
Allison Osby. Here. Heck.
Here.
Herman.
Here.
Tower.
Here.
Present 7.
Okay, I really only have one item of business here on this first agenda that we have today. And I'm going to ask Kyle. Kyle, if you'd step down here in a couple of minutes, and I'll come down and join you. Can you hand that to me? For those of you that don't know, Kyle's been on the council for the last year. He was appointed by the council last year. He'll be going off the council at this time, so we want to give him an appropriate kind of recognition for his contributions over the past year. So on behalf of the citizens, the staff, and our council members, we want to express our appreciation to you for all that you've done during the past year. You certainly validated our selection process for you. As you know, last year the council voted unanimously to have you come on the council for a year. Kyle immediately, upon coming on the council, immersed himself in the role as a council member. Particularly appreciative because he's a little younger than the rest of us sitting up here, so that's not always an easy thing to do, but he did right away. Anytime there was an issue that was coming up and in preparations for the meetings, Kyle would always go out. He always did his research. He'd ask questions. He'd ask questions of conceivably other council members, of staff, of citizens out there to try and get as much information as you could. Each time you'd come up with some sort of a reasonable position, I thought, and then you'd talk about that from the very beginning. Also, one of the roles of a council member is to serve on some citizen committees and serve as a liaison. I think Kyle was probably one of our most effective liaisons that we've had on the council, serving in that role, particularly with the Transit Committee, in particular in the Stormwater Committee, both of which had a number of issues which were brought back to the council, and you did a good deal of work. So I'm very thankful that you served as a good role model in that area. Kyle also, I think, is just a very good representative of his generation. We need more and more young people get involved in the council and other things in the area. I think Caroline's going to come up and join us later. I think if she's had a chance to watch Kyle over the last year or so, she will find that here's a pretty good role model for her to follow up. I'm sure she'll do a good job when she does it. We want to look back at some old council meetings and see how Kyle did. So in appreciation for it, but also before we get done with that, I'm sure we're not going to lose your involvement in the city areas, or either on committees or in other ways, or maybe we'll see you back here on the council one of these days. So what I'd like to do is present this to you, and what it says is an appreciation award presented to Kyle Clark, given in grateful recognition of your outstanding service as an Oshkosh City Council member 2013-2014. So I'd like to present this to you. Let me hand this back to you. Quickly, then I'm going to want it back.
I want to say thank you for making this year very pleasurable and for making my job and transition easy. Whenever I had questions of staff or my fellow councilors, I want to say thank you for answering them as quickly and efficiently as possible. Mayor mentioned our generation and our entrance into public service, and I'm proud to pass the hat to another member of my generation. That's why this is so much fun, is to see other people getting involved and being involved in the community that they grew up in, and they're looking for new ways to help shape the future for the future generations to come. So I want to say thank you for the opportunity to be on the council for the last year, and I look forward to working with you, Caroline, in particular, as you grow into the role of a common council member over the next 2 years. So thank you very much, and I look forward to continuing to be involved in the city through boards and commissions and other public and private partnerships. So thank you very much.
Okay, I need a motion to adjourn, signed die.
So moved.
A second?
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion? Seeing none, I'll ask the clerk to take a roll call vote on the motion.
Clark,
Aye.
Fitzgerald,
Aye.
Cummings,
Aye.
Ellison Osby. Aye. Peck,
Aye.
Herman,
Aye.
Tower.
Aye.
Carried 7. We are adjourned.
We're adjourned. Caroline, you want to come on up here at this point?
Kyle, yeah, you can slide that.
Slide it out.
Sure. Just that- Caroline, it didn't, I mean,
Let me just say that what we're going to do here is the clerk is going to swear our recently elected council members into the council. So if any of you are in the back, you want to come forward, maybe to some seats further up. If you want to take some pictures of while the people are up here, you may want to do that. Feel free to do so. If you want to get up a little closer, sit in chairs further closer to the front so you can get better pictures.
Okay, if you want to raise your right hand, please. Do you swear or affirm that you will support the Constitution of the United States, the Constitution of the State of Wisconsin, along with the ordinances of the City of Oshkosh, and will faithfully discharge the duties of council member to the best of your ability? Okay, I have an oath for each of you to sign.
Do they get to keep the pens, Pam?
they're not that. It's been chewed on already, I'm sure.
It's kind of like when the governor or the president signs something. Yeah. He uses 14.
Exactly.
It's got to be 10.
There you go.
Because your signature.
Only needed to write.
Caroline, why don't you take Kyle's seat for now? We will do some seat ordering a little bit later. But join us up there in that particular position. Andy, I'm ready to go anytime you are. Scott. I'm going to call to order the first official meeting of the new council on April 15th, 2014. I'm going to ask clerk to take a roll call of the council members.
Ellison Osby.
Here?
Cummings.
Here.
Fitzgerald.
Here.
Herman.
Here.
Pansky.
Here.
Peck.
Here.
Tower.
Here.
Carried 7, or present 7, sorry.
Okay, I just want to indicate up front a couple of things. One, I want to welcome and congratulate the new elected members of the council. Caroline, this will be your first term with us, so we'll look forward to have you. We have two people who are kind of veterans who were reelected again, but I want to welcome all three of you, congratulate you on your win in the election.
Thank you.
Second thing is for people, I want people to know that the clerk has already handled the swearing in, so all of our new members of the council are duly sworn in to the council, so we're all ready to go, get on with our business. Okay, the first item of business is the nominations for deputy mayor. So nominations for deputy mayor, one time.
Mr. Mayor, excuse me, I would like to nominate Ms. Allison Osby.
I'll second that.
Ms. Allison Osby. Nominations for deputy mayor? Nominations for deputy mayor? Is there a motion to close nominations?
So moved. Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion? Okay, we'll move to the election of the deputy mayor. Ms. Allison Osby. As clerk, take the roll call vote.
Ellison Osby.
Yes.
Sorry, we're first.
It's always good.
Cummings.
Aye.
Fitzgerald.
Aye.
Herman.
Aye.
Pansky.
Aye.
Peck.
Aye.
Tower.
Aye.
Carried 7. I declare Ms. Alice Osby Deputy Mayor.
Now we'll have the declaration of the deputy mayor.
I already did. I hereby declare Allison Osby Deputy Mayor.
Do we
So that-
applaud again?
It is now official.
Does she have to do a speech too, right?
Only if she'd like to.
Would you like to do a speech?
Nope, I'm overwhelmed with humbleness.
That door just opened.
Okay, now we go to council seating arrangements, one of the big events of the year. The first thing is Mr. Herman has relinquished his seat as deputy mayor, so it's Allison Osby.
My pick is the next seat.
All right.
Well, it's been fun.
I'm next. I will stay where I'm here.
You're going there, you're going there. Mr. Peck?
We'll go here. I'm moving up in the world.
I'll keep my warm spot here, I guess.
Caroline, your choice is easy.
Gee, I think I'll take this end of the table.
Okay,
Welcome to the
we
big
got that all taken care of.
I need it.
Yeah, let's move some seats. Name
Okay,
tag.
Max, done with the paperwork again.
Are you guys moving at all, or?
Yeah, can you guys move? We'd like to see a rearrangement. Comfortable. You know, the
I
city
didn't
manager a
even know
little
this was
closer
part of the
would be
job
better. We
description for
should
you.
Grab a
We
hold
can
of them.
arrange that.
We have Caroline's down there.
Dave would probably like to be.
Is that Kyle's?
No, it's
Oh, I
on.
got
Is that you?
No, I don't have one yet.
My shirt will
Tie change?
Tie change. No, I have no tie change.
Okay, so we don't have
go
one.
problem.
No, we didn't get as close.
Okay, why don't we take, can you put that on the floor just so it doesn't just,
And we'll Photoshop that in here soon.
We're doing this now?
We're not going to do it.
who do we leave? Who do we lose?
Steve is making a costume change.
When not on Broadway, you fall apart.
It's gone to his head.
Come on. Max has other appointments this afternoon. We still need about 5-10 more minutes, Max. Huh? Okay. Okay, orientation of city departments for council members. Mr. Roloff, would you like to comment on that?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Emily Mikowski, OCMS Communications Coordinator, will be contacting council members about orientation. If this isn't just for Ms. Pansky, although certainly we welcome Ms. Pansky, but if any council members missed other departments in previous years because of time commitments, just let Emily know when she contacts you. She'll contact everybody in case anybody wants a refresher. And then Mr. Greening and I were actually at a League of Wisconsin Municipalities Insurance seminar last week, and there was a video that I'm pretty sure that only the mayor has seen. I think it even predates Mr. Cummings and Mr. Herman being on the council. It's about roles and responsibilities of council members relative to potential for lawsuits, and we'll probably try to schedule that in for everybody. But either of the Steves, did you recall getting that? Was a video about do's and don'ts about
I recall seeing that.
quasi-judicial hearings?
With Lynn.
You did, okay.
Guys saw it.
Did
So
we?
you got,
Oh, yeah.
oh, you showed it? to them?
Okay, yeah, I know.
Oh, very good, okay.
I remember we had a do's and don'ts.
But it's a great refresher
Mostly
video, so I'd offer that to everyone, even those of you who maybe have seen it previously. But we'll coordinate that with the orientation as well.
Okay.
I-
Any questions?
Mayor, I just want
Mr.
to make a
Herman.
comment on that. I know that had been offered in the past, but I think Steve and I were actually, our first year on the council, we're really the first council members to take it in depth because we toured every department in the city, and I think it's valuable. It's valuable information. It's valuable to get to know the department heads, and it really helps when the budget time comes to just kind of where do all the departments kind of fit in. Because that's one thing kind of different as a common council members. We represent all of the city of Oshkosh, not a certain neighborhood, for example, or a certain sector of the city. We represent all of the cities. So really all the departments play into that piece of the pie, I guess you could say. And I think it's very important to get that information and then dissect it on however you want to use the information. But I found it useful. It made it easy for me to get those tougher questions out there, I guess, and ask the right people. Or when citizens contact you, which we get, weekly, where to kind of steer the person to, or to, as a council member, who to get your questions answered. So it's a very valuable tool, and I appreciate the city and the staff taking the time out of their busy day to meet with us to go over issues that are important to them. So,
Any other
thank you.
questions, comments? Okay, discussion of council rules. All council members have a copy of the council rules. I appreciate if you put them in front of you. We have some 10 rules which basically kind of govern the meetings and the way council members conduct themselves, and the way we expect others to conduct themselves. I'm not going to read through all the rules. I don't want to bore all of you out there, but what I am going to do is go through and make mention of each one by number, and if any council member would like to ask a question regarding a particular rule or has a comment or would even like to make a motion to change an aspect of a rule, that would be in order at that time, to give some order to it rather than just ask you for your questions overall. I'm going to go through each one, so at least identify by number. So number 1, anybody have a comment, question? Number 2. Number 3. Number 4.
Mr. Mayor, I do have a clarification. I did speak with Ms. Lawrenson earlier earlier this morning. When we generally have the council meetings and we come to the citizen statements, you say that citizens are limited to either speaking in the first session or in the second session. There's nothing explicitly set forth in this rule that says they are limited to speaking in either one. So with that, I just want to confirm that citizens will be can, because it's not explicitly pointed, written, and codified, that citizens will be able to speak at both of these citizen statements. Ms. Lawrence, am I correct that it's not explicitly stated?
It's not
Okay.
explicitly stated on here, no.
So if we are going to limit it to either the first or the second citizen statement, then someone has to do so in the affirmative. So I'm not offering an amendment to do that, I just am clarifying.
Oh, we can go one of two ways here. One, we can leave it this way and allow people to speak at both if they conceivably want to. Then, in essence, we'd be giving people 10 minutes per meeting to speak. I don't think that would be a major issue. It hasn't been a major issue at this point. When that rule was originally put in, the concern was is we had some more folks who came quite a bit. And so limiting to one was something that the council did at that time. But I'm fine with leaving it the way it is and allowing people, and I won't make that comment anymore. Is that okay?
If I can, Mayor?
Sure.
I guess the only concern I have is I wouldn't want the person to come up twice and talk on the same topic. I mean, if they made a statement, citizen statement at the first on an issue that's a concern of theirs and something that as a council we can address, that's fine. But to have them come back up a second time and speak on the same topic that they basically talked about the first time, but they couldn't get it under their 5-minute rule or however, because we do allow them to ask for extra time. I think it has to be on a different topic, on something else that maybe as the meeting went along, they thought about that they didn't speak it on as an agenda item, but it now triggered something that they'd like to make a comment on. And that I just don't want them to be up there, like you said, 10 minutes, and they're basically repeating themselves another 5 minutes.
Well, in response, I believe that is covered in Rule 5. There is something in there under unduly. This is in people speaking to the council. There is something that says unduly repetitious. So I think that is covered. That if someone wants to come up and make the same statement again, that
The mayor could come.
yes. So
Okay.
it's
Again, we can do it one of a couple ways. If someone wants to make a motion to insert a statement in there limiting it, that would be one way. The other way is to leave it the way it is, use that comment, use the mayor's judgment, whoever the mayor happens to be at that point in time, that's fine. And these council rules can be amended at any time. If we find there's any kind of a concern that arises as a result of that, we could always change the council rules at any point in time. These are our rules. They can be changed at any point in time, so we're not limited to waiting for a year. So we could just go with it the way it is.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, number 5.
Just one point of clarification on point 5. In the recent election, there were comments made that the city council, in adopting these rules, was stifling speech. In no way is the council stifling speech. Basically, what this set of rules does is it says, if you want to come before the council and speak, you're more than welcome to come before the council and speak. But please do so in a respectful way. and in a courteous way. We don't want people coming forward. There were some instances where there were some obscenities used. It's just a matter of doing it in a manner of respect and courtesy, not only to the members of the council and staff, but also to your citizens of this city. So in no way do these rules stifle or limit anyone's ability to come forward and speak to this council. It's just saying, if you do so, please do so with courtesy and respect.
Okay, thank you. Appropriately said. Any other comments, questions? Okay, number 6. Number 7. Number 8. Number 9. And number 10. So it looks like we have no amendments to the council rules, so we need a motion to adopt these again officially on, in this case, this is the April 15th, 2014. So I'd look for a motion.
I would move to adopt the rules as submitted.
Second.
Been moved and seconded. Any further discussion? Seeing none, I'll ask the clerk to take the roll call vote on the adoption of the Oshkosh Common Council Rules of Order.
Cummings,
Aye.
Fitzgerald,
Aye.
Herman,
Aye.
Pansky,
Aye.
Peck,
Aye.
Allison Osby,
Aye.
Tower,
Aye.
carried 7.
Okay, that takes us to a discussion of the agenda format. This is a time when the council's responsible for the agenda. If they'd like to make changes in the format, or I don't know if staff has any thoughts of how the agenda would be changed to better
No,
operate the meetings from your standpoint, or council members have any particular concerns about the agenda, the order, the way things are phrased? Okay. Okay, there's one more thing that's not on here, but I do want to bring in because it's an important part of council business. I'm going to pass some sheets down here to council members. And what I had done here is essentially, here is a listing of all the committees and commissions. And it has the council member who served on particular committees or commissions in the past. I've also had put on here when they meet and the time they meet and the general place where they meet. And as part of a council member's responsibility, we serve on anywhere from 2 to 4 committees or commissions. And each year the mayor is responsible for the appointments, and I will take that responsibility again this year. I'd like to do this as quickly as possible. This year we're fortunate because we have a full council right away, so we can get it done pretty quickly. So what I'm going to request is by next Tuesday, that I get an email from each council member with a rank ordering of 1 to 4 of the committees or commissions that you would like to serve on. It could be one you've served on in the past, or ones you've served on in the past, or ones you'd like to serve on for one reason or another. I will then put that information together, recognizing a couple of things. I'll probably recognize seniority to a degree. I'm also going to recognize the fact that I want these distributed as evenly as possible, so I think nobody will be on more than 3. I'll also try to take into consideration your rank ordering, so number 1 should be the one that you most want to serve on, and I'll try to respect that for people to the degree it's possible. Also, keep in mind that it may work out that some of these committees or commissions have nobody who volunteers to serve on them. It's my responsibility to make sure a council member serves on it, so each of you might have one committee or commission that's not on your sheet if we need to do that at the end. Any questions or comments on that? And then if I can have it by next Tuesday, I'll try to get that in. I guess we would make the council appointments.
then May 13th would probably be the next time to do
Would be
it.
May 13th, but what I would try to do is get that information out to people ahead of time, so at least they'd know what they're serving on, or if they have a particular issue with it. I do urge you to take into consideration the time and when they meet, so you don't end up saying, I don't want 2 committees, and it turns out they meet the same day or something along those lines. Any other comments or questions? So take this with you. The NAs are ones you can't sign up for because those people are appointed in a very different kind of way. Okay, Anything else for the good of the order? Seeing no comments, questions, I'm going to ask clerk. Oh, I guess I need a motion. Motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
Second. Clerk, take the roll call vote. Motion to adjourn for this meeting.
You just all can say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
We're adjourned.